Oh, geez. Tuesday show. Tuesday actually working on stuff show. It's the Tuesday actually making on stuff show. That's the Tuesday making stuff show song. Wasn't bad. It's the Tuesday actually making. How did it go? I'll have to watch it back. The first time was okay. It's the Tuesday actually making stuff show. Something like that. Anyway. Oh, he's got a custom shirt on. I showed you guys my shirt, didn't I? When I was doing a Vistaprint order for business cards, I was like, let's see what kind of shirt they make if I just throw a shirt in there. It's not bad. It's okay. He was actually serious. He was actually serious. We gotta get these damn guitars made, my friend. And it seems like we're never gonna get them made if I rely on Saturday night to be the live. If I only go live on Saturday nights, the live show guitar is never gonna get done. So once in a while, I think we might just have to do another one. So hence the Tuesday night actually making stuff show. They gave you a t-shirt for the calendar order. No. I bought a t-shirt. I bought a custom t-shirt from them when I ordered business cards. Because I wanted to see what like a $23 Vistaprint custom shirt was like. It's okay. It's not good enough that I would like sell them to people as branding shirts. But it's okay. It was worth seeing the quality of it. It's not a terrible quality shirt. I bought a calendar and didn't get a t-shirt. It's true. I also didn't get a t-shirt when I bought 25 calendars. So I bought 24 more calendars than you did. And I didn't get a shirt. So I don't know why you would get a shirt. It'll be in your 2024 Christmas bonus. In any case, it's the Tuesday night actually making stuff show. So let's actually make stuff. We'll work towards making stuff. We're going to route the pickup cavity in the live show guitar. I got my pickup template. I got my center line drawn. We're just going to hog out a humbucker pickup cavity. And then probably we'll decide where we want our knobs. And we'll drill through the body where the knobs are going to go down into the template that I can then create an electronics cavity template for the back. And that'll probably be it. Because after that, it's like sanding MDF to make the template for the pickup cavity or the electronics cavity. Do you pre-drill the cavity before you route? Yes, I do. Well, I'll hog away most of what's in there. Yes. You'll see what the. Did you not watch the last guitar video when I with the drill press? Did I not put that in? Maybe. Yeah, you hog it out on the drill press. It's gonna be loud noises tonight for sure. I did some work today. I didn't do work. I didn't go to the shop and do work. I did do some woodworking today though, because I was working on the other guitar. The sister of Live Show Guitar now has when I woke up today, this was just a big block of Purple Heart and maple. It's got truss rod, channel, and truss rod access, and it's cut approximately into the shape of a guitar neck. Did that this afternoon. And that one goes with, hold on, but this one. So this one, if you'll remember, is the walnut Purple Heart maple with the Purple Heart top. And the Purple Heart maple neck will go right in there. Rosewood fretboard on this one. Yeah. So that one's got some progress happening too. Being productive today. I also got a bunch of the files shifted around to where they need to be going to in order to make the edit for the hatchet reconstruction video. I checked the mail and I got my box from Mr. Paul Waldrop, which we may or may not open tonight. I might save it for Saturday, so I have more to do on the Saturday show. We'll see. I also got my next wood lumber industry. Sorry, Shannon, who doesn't watch this. Lumber industry update Patreon wood species of the month sticker. Just glad it got there. Yeah, 5 days. 5 days, they told you. Let's get a pickup cavity routed out of this thing. And I got my Coca-Cola Classic, because you don't beer and then router. You don't beer and then table saw, you don't beer and then router. Probably don't beer and then chainsaw. Don't too many beer and then any power tools. But no beer before routing and table sawing. And then also probably chainsawing. Router, I hardly knew her. Hey-oh! Yeah. But beer and routing at the same time. Well, it probably wouldn't absorb in time to affect me technically, but let's just wait till after. All right, we're gonna go around to the other side of the bench. I don't know, I don't film you guys live from this side of the bench very often, and my tripod is kind of wonky to change angles and stuff. We will see what we can do. Here is our Spalty, slightly figured maple top guitar. Don't need the neck. I have marked on here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, this is our bridge position. So I'm going to go, let me go get a bridge. Hold on. where my box of Tune-o-matic bridges went. I found the pickup. This is one of the two options of pickup that I have for these. One of them is going to get the JB Seymour Duncan, and the other one's going to get the other of the pickups that I have handy. I found a bridge, I think. I've got one in here. This is not the one that's going to get used on this guitar, but it is a Tune-o-matic bridge. Nice pickups for wall hangers. Maybe somebody wants to buy it, Paul, and then they'll actually use it. Maybe this one's for sale and somebody will actually use this one. We don't know. Just because the last one hangs on the wall doesn't mean. So that'll go there, approximately on that line. So it goes to about here. So we'll give ourselves a little bit of space from that. We'll put this on here about there. It's a terrible angle for you guys to be able to see exactly what I'm doing, but I'm lining this up with my center line. I'm going to just draw this on here real quick. Take it over the drill press and get rid of a bunch of it, and then we'll stick this actually on and use it as a router template. So that's where my pickup's going to go. Just taking out those two little knots on the book match. Then there'll be a pickup surround. That'll be good. Come on. Come on over to the drill press. Yeah, that's okay. We'll go into the corners. Get those corners out. And then we'll do a couple of big ones. And get into the corners with a little guy. And I'll do a couple of big ones. And then we'll route out the rest of it. And I don't know what the depth is going to be at this point. It's good. Well, I know what the depth of the cavity is going to be because it's actually written on this here template what you want to go to. We want to get this would be considered a Gibson flat top, so we want to be at 13/16 final depth. I'm just going to go in a bit for now because I'm just hogging away excess. Just mark my corners real quick so I can come back and get them in a minute. Let's go. Oh. Responsible. then they fog up and then I can't see, so irresponsible. That one went into the epoxy fill from where I had to fill the wrong pickup cavities from, before, many a year ago when I started this. I'm not gonna. That'll do. Didn't get right into the corners, but I got closer than a big Forstner bit would. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys doing okay? I'm gonna get an in-between size now, apparently. Because I didn't plan this out very well. Now I'm just gonna come in and get those last little bits with maybe like 5/8. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Knock a little bit of this extra out. Just go a little bit easier on the rotor bits. There we go. Okay, let's secure this to the bench. With some Starbond. Link in the description to a place where you can buy discount Starbond. I absolutely, before you ask, yes, I could probably just hold fast this to the bench, but I don't want to risk getting in the way of, hold on. Probably got lots of room. I go up there. And down there. Okay, let's just do it that way. Because it's secure now. And then we'll Starbond and tape this part. Woo. Got that in place just in time. Yep. Boom. You have a second to get it. Once it touches, you have a second, but then it's like it's frozen now. I almost didn't make it. There was a question when I was talking before about doing this. Is the trim router the best tool for this? No, it isn't. But will it get the job done? Yes, it will. I got to take my edge guide off because I was using that to do the... Oh, by the way, you should unplug your router when you're doing things with it that don't involve routing, because you click that by accident while your fingers are anywhere around that spinny part. That's bad. We'll get a pattern bit, template bit, I don't know what they're actually, this one's technically called a mortising bit. I'm not really sure why. Got a bearing on that side so it can ride on my template. This is Freud's 16-500. It's a 3/4 inch, half-inch diameter, diameter, 3/4 inch length. We're going to set it so it's just peeking out from underneath the base plate of the router so that it'll ride along this, and then eventually we'll take this off and I can ride around to get to depth. This is where I go back and get my, I'm going to try this other pair that maybe won't fog up quite as bad. I don't know. Anybody got, I may have asked this before. Sometimes I ask questions and then forget the answers. Anybody got a good anti-fog for shop eye protection? I've heard shampoo works okay. I've heard shaving cream, but I think it's pretty obvious that I don't use shaving cream. Dish soap, Tim says. Dish soap's interesting. Okay, I gotta plug this back in because I was safety and had it unplugged. Look at me, not drinking, using safety goggles, unplugging stuff to change bits. You're not really going to see what's happening here, but I think we get the understanding here, right? You know what's going on. Oh, sorry, loud noises. And loud noises again. can't really measure our depth until we get this thing off of here. But I can approximate and say that I'm about a 1/2 inch deep of my 13/16 that I need. So I'm going to just crank this guy down another 1/8 so that I can get to about 3/4. Then I'll take this guy off here and then I'll lower this down and then we'll actually we'll measure. Yeah, that'll be about another 1/8 worth. And then we can take the template off and just ride around what we've already done. Loud noises. Oh, loud noises again. Oh, we can get this off of here. Now we can just use that to get to depth. And I happen to have a square that I can set to 13/16. Which is a 1/16 over 5/8. This is how often I measure things. Yeah. Oh, we only got to go about another 3/16, if that's correct. Somebody help me out. 13/16. Well, 14/16 would be 7/8. So yeah. Isn't it? 5/8. Half. And then it's significantly, yes, it's significantly less than a football field. A 1/2 inch is 8/16. Three quarters is 9/16. No. 13/16 is 1/16 over 3/4. Thank you. Okay, so now we got, yeah, about a 1/4 inch left to go. I don't measure. Like, it's just not a thing that I do. Other than like nice round numbers, like I need the top of this coffee table to be 26 inches wide. Like, I'm not gonna do 16ths of nothing. It's a little bigger bite than I would normally like to take. But I do need my bearing showing to ride on that edge, so that's all right. There we go. Loud noises. It does want to jump. This is why a plunge router is technically the ideal spot to go, but it will want to jump when I go in. I gotta clear some loud noises. This is absolutely a bigger bite than I would normally want to take. I'll see if I can show you guys. Like, I'm taking probably almost a full 1/4 inch off the bottom here right now. Not ideal for a little trim router deal. And a non-spiral router bit. Small nibbles. Small nibbles and move the right way around as you're eating things out. I imagine you guys were seeing that thing jump a little bit, right? Probably pretty much there. Yeah. That was convenient that I managed to like nail it. Double check. I'm like, yeah, maybe a 64th too deep. There we go. Ta-da! Wait, do I have to, Paul? I'm gonna ask my friend, the guitar maker. Do I gotta do the little like deeper bits on the wing parts? Because I didn't on my last one. Do I route the humbucker ears a bit deeper for the screws? This was my question. You do? Okay. Probably want to do that with an actual plunge router though, as opposed to try and like tip it in just in the little ear parts. That's how I'm feeling right now anyway. I feel like I don't want to try to be tipping in a palm router to be precisely in those little end bits. So I'm not going to do that. If I decide to go back and do that later, I'll go back and do that later. What's the pickup going to be? Tim, you were one of the first ones here. And I showed you. Pay attention, my friend. I'll go get the other one and then we can decide together. It's kind of been a team build throughout most of the thing. I'll go get the two options and you can decide. They're not that much different. And I actually don't know how different they are because I'm not really a guitar player. So I don't really know. I got a Seymour Duncan JB model humbucker, and I've got a Seymour Duncan 59. One of them will be getting one of them, and the other one will be getting the other one. So do we want the maple topped one to be the JB or the 59? And then the purple heart topped one will get the other one. 59 is a nicer pickup sound wise. Well, I think that's a subjective. Maybe some people like the sound of the 59. Well, maybe some people like the sound of the JB. It probably also depends on what kind of music you're making with it. But these are the pickups that are going in this pair of guitars. One of them will get a JB and one of them will get a 59. cheap garbage pickups. Like they're decent quality pickup. The last guitar got a pair of humbuckers out of an old Jackson, like a 90s Jackson. And I got them on Facebook. I actually put a call out on one of my like musicians groups. And I said, I'm making my first guitar. I need 2 humbucker pickups that aren't cheap garbage Amazon and aren't like $150 each. And somebody said, you can have this pair that I took out of the Jackson for, I think I paid $70 or $80 for the pair. And for my first guitar, that was about as much as I wanted to spend on pickups because I didn't know if it was even going to make noise. Doesn't matter though, since they're wall hangers. You don't know. Maybe they'll get played because maybe somebody will buy these. And maybe you'll see them on stage at a world-renowned musician's concert one day. You see Mike McCready playing one of these bad boys. Huh? You don't know. Mike McCready's not going to play one of these. I bet he would try it if I sent it to him, but I'm not going to. I have the JB Jr., not the full-size humbucker in my Strat, although the 59 was in my old Les Paul. But JB is more like a jazz pickup. 59 has a bit more growl to it. See, like I said, depends what kind of music you're making, what kind of sound you like. Oh, yeah, if I plug it in and it makes noise, I'm going to be happy. Oh, and especially if like all of the frets make noise, like on all of the strings, there's like 2 dead spots on my first one. So since they're not being played, it doesn't really matter. You know what? I'm going to play one of them on my single that I'm going to release before the end of the year. Wouldn't that be awesome? What would be even cooler is if the single that I release only had instruments that I made. So it would be like the guitar was on a guitar that I built, the drum was on a cajon that I built, and I'll like make a maraca shaker thing, and I'll make like a wood block. I mean, what other kind? I can't really make a bass guitar. Well, I could make a bass guitar, not by the end of the year, and still record. I'm supposed to make 3 guitars, stringed instruments this year, so maybe I'll make a bass. After these 2, maybe my third one's a bass, and then I can play bass guitar on my single. While sitting on the shop stool you built. I'm sitting on the shop stool I built right now. I built it. It came in pieces, and I built it. So yes, this is a true statement. Tough guy. Assembled isn't the same as built. Well, I had to build it in order for it to be sat on. If you buy an IKEA bookshelf, you have to build that bookshelf. I had to build this stool, and it's a little wobbly. Let's get this thing. God, I might as well have just been drinking. go. So bridge will go there. Aha. This is not, it's going to be, I thought I was going to do gold. I think I've changed my mind and I'm going to do silver. This black stuff is for dusk, but it's what I could find when I went in the house. So we will use it to determine. I'm just going to hot glue them on for a second, because I want to have a better look at what's happening here to determine where we want knobs. And then we'll punch through our knob spots into our template so that I can then make a electronics cavity template based on where the knobs are going to go. And that'll be it for tonight. And then maybe I'll have a bevy. I got a new bourbon to try. I know you guys are bourbon fans, most of you. So we'll put on these bridge pieces approximately where they're going to go so that we can get a nice look at where we want things to be located in terms of knobs. Didn't I have a, yeah. Something like that. Here's a good question for people to maybe look up for me, or if you happen to know, because you make guitars, while our glue gun is heating up, is there a standard distance between the tail piece and the bridge piece of a Tune-o-matic bridge? Because the only time that I've done it, I was like, oh, it looks about right. That's what I was going to do this time too. But if there's like a standard, I could use it approximately. You don't want the tailpiece too close so that it causes a hard break angle, but not too far away either. Yeah. I want to say it's about an inch and a bit. Like that looks pretty okay to me. But I don't know, maybe there's a standard. Maybe I should go I have an actual electric guitar built by a guitar manufacturer that has a Tune-o-matic bridge on it. I could just go look at. 1 11/16. From where to where? From the front of the tailpiece to the back of the bridge? Seems like too much. Plus, your Tone Pro bridge should be on a slight angle to turn. Yeah, I know. The top goes back a little bit. I think I read like 1/8 of an inch off your actual scale line. I'll double check that though. This is just to get a general idea. so that I can visually put knobs. The heart distance of the studs on the bridge is 82.5 millimeters. And of the tailpiece, it's 93 millimeters. The heart distance. See, now he's just like, he's using luthier words and measurements because he thinks it's funny. That I'm going to be like, oh. In any case, I'm going to put them on there with hot glue right now so that I can have a little look-see at where we want these knobs. Get this piece of painter's tape that had the CA glue go through it off my guitar. Don't forget the lung depth. Don't tell me what to forget, what not to forget. 7.5 from the center of the stud to 11/16 of the rear stud. Fucking Jesus, guys. For now, I'm going to make it visually appealing. That's approximately where they're going to go. Now I'm going to grab a couple of knobs. Which, I mean, doesn't everybody just keep like a pack of guitar knobs sitting around? I don't mind that right there, actually. Did them about the same from our outside. I don't know. I cannot decide. Another thing I got to take into account is that I got to get from this pickup to this cavity without interfering with this post. That's, I all have tons of room. Go up more. I could just go even. I don't like even. I don't know. I don't know. Bothers me that I don't know either. I think I like them better. Back more. Are those the knobs? Well, no, they're not the knobs that are going to be used. They're just random knobs that I have sitting around. That's not the bridge and tailpiece that I'm going to be using either. I have to make a decision. Because I want to at least get these located tonight and drill through this thing into my template so that I can make the router template for the electronics cavity. I have to make a decision. Should we have a bourbon? I'm not using a router anymore tonight. That'll help me make a decision, probably. Kind of like that. Just use a standard telly template and be done with it. Just call me Waldrop Guitars. Do you have an electric guitar? Yes, I have many electric guitars. Are you implying that I should just go look at one and see where the fucking knobs are? Because you're probably not wrong if that's what you're implying. I don't know if I have any that just have two. Yeah, I do. Maybe. Let's have a bourbon. Show you guys what I got. We'll go get a glass and the bourbon. From the whiskey cabinet, which I have a build video on that my friend Chris Pinnell will put in the chat. Right? Chris, the whiskey cabinet? I am going to try Knob Creek. Nine-year-old Kentucky bourbon. I have not tried this. Which guitar are you replacing? I'm not replacing any guitars. What are you talking about? You don't have to get rid of a guitar when you get a new one. What's wrong with you? What are you replacing? I don't even know if I'm keeping these. Knob Creek's opening system is not good. It's supposed to be fancy like wax, like the Maker's Mark, but it's like garbage plastic wax. Sorry, Knob Creek, but do better with your seal and opening system. I think it's all tattered. That's just, you tried to make it classy and now you're making it look the opposite of that. Knob Creek, 9-year-old I'm going to turn off my glue gun because it's starting to smell. It's going to impair my judgment on the whiskey review. It's not as pleasant as the Woodford Reserve in terms of its scent. It's tasty though. I prefer the Woodford. And it's about the same price point. I think it was about $54 for this bottle. Now I have to drink it all because the cork went under my table saw wing. That's not good. Drink the whole bottle now. It's okay. Crisis averted. No, probably won't get that one again at the price point. It's not as... The Woodford was really smooth and caramelly. This is... It's got some bite. Oh, it's 50%. That might be part of it. Chris wants me to hold it up again. It's the Knob Creek 9-year-old Kentucky bourbon out of Claremont, Kentucky. It is 50%, so the additional alcohol content is maybe what's giving it that extra bite. It is absolutely not as pleasant on the palate as the Woodford was. At least it has a cork, unlike the twist cap junk I drink. I don't know that. See, yeah, I don't know that that's necessarily a sign of quality. It's a sign that they want to make it seem like quality. $59.99, Pinnell says. I think it was $53.99 here. It's another reason that you live on the wrong coast. Just put it on the wall as another reason. We can't get Pineapple Crush though. Yeah, that's not, I don't really want that. It's got too much burn. Like at the front end, it's kind of nice, but then it just like, it does it on your throat on the way back. After it goes by, it leaves the back of your throat feeling like you just had like cheap vodka. That's probably what's going to happen. Good call, Pinnell. Should not be unpleasant for $54 a bottle though. I think it was $53.99. Now it's going to be sweeter than I want, but oh yeah, it doesn't hit so bad anymore. You shouldn't have to mix your... Yeah, anyway. So that's my review of the Knob Creek 9-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I would not buy again. But it's got bonus booze in it. So maybe if that's what you want. Get a bottle of Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year-old. It's only $550. Well, You even head over to patreon.com/. There's no chance. I can't imagine how much money I would have to spend $500+ on a bottle of anything. Should have it on the rocks. Ice opens the molecules in bourbon and makes it tastier and less harsh. Normally I would, but the freezer on my shop fridge has like a coating of ice on it, so it doesn't open and close, so I can't put ice trays in there. And the ice cube machine in my fridge in my kitchen makes ice that tastes gross. Like, I don't really know what it is about both the water that comes out of the door and the ice that I just don't like. I have to make a decision on these knobs. Knob Creek. Decision on the knobs. I don't hate that right there that's sitting there looking at me. And I guess I don't hate it. Change your filter? No, it was a brand new, like as soon as we got the fridge, it was a brand new filter, and I didn't like it. I think it was the filter that was possibly what was making it taste bad. And it was a brand new fridge. Like the fridge is still less than a year old. And as soon as I wanted to have, because when I was growing up, you knew somebody was high class, at least middle class, if they had water and ice in the door of their fridge. Like, that was a big deal. That was like the big giant satellite dish in their backyard on a cement pad that like rotated, that we ended up getting eventually. But I always was like, oh, that'd be nice to have the water and the ice in the door of the fridge. And now this is the first time I've had it. We got the fridge specifically for that, and I don't use it because I don't like the taste. It's necessary to drink your own urine. Ice may taste bad, but after 2 glasses, you won't care anymore. Yeah, maybe. I just want to put some tap water in some ice cube trays and put them in the freezer so that they don't taste like the ice that comes out of the fridge ice making machine. Try the Knob Creek on ice when you can. You might feel better about it. I like the Knob Creek usually. Have you had the 9-year 100 proof? Because maybe it is just the extra 10% alcohol that I'm like, it's hitting me on the back end and I'm not enjoying it. Should run the water line from the sink and not the toilet. Oh. No, it is. It's all connected properly. Shut up. I just don't like the taste of. Maybe I think it might just be filtered water. It's like, I like the taste of the minerals and things, and no, it tastes like a chemical. Like, it tastes like there's some kind of chemical in it that it got from going through the filter. In any case, I'm going to make a decision on these knobs. I think I have made a decision on these knobs. I just want to keep just shimmying them. I can't just switch you guys around and point. What do we think? What do we think about that positioning? Copper knobs. No, I think I'm going to turn Purple Heart knobs. Keep in mind the black hardware is not correct. I think I'm going with chrome. Looks fine, but tailpiece is down too far. Down where? Like too far from the bridge? That's not what we're looking at right now, though. This is just to give me an approximate visualization, Paul. But if the tailpiece needs to come up, then the visualization isn't right anymore. Maybe I just don't decide today. Maybe today is not the day for deciding on the knobs. Because I don't want to get it wrong. Because I am going to make a template out of this. The top is too rustic for chrome. Maybe it is the black then. And I'll just get more black hardware for the walnut one. Because I don't want gold. I have absolutely decided to change my mind on gold. I wasn't initially going to do gold. I don't know, what's rustic about it? I don't know. It's still rough, but I mean, nickel, like a satin pearl, maybe. Absolutely not gold though. Pretty certain that it's not gold. I'm gonna just punt on making the decision on the knob location right now, because I don't want to get it wrong. Brush nickel. Well, I could take chrome hardware and just like run a wire wheel over it. Yeah, I'm gonna hang off on making this decision right now, because I'm gonna let you guys in on, since there's only 9 of you here, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I think because while I'm doing this process, I'm also making all of the templates for this process. I'm hoping that these guitars turn out relatively awesome, and I could potentially use them as a line of guitars that I sell and make money from. Possibly in like a limited edition X number per year type situation, if they're of a decent enough quality. And I could make 5 a year. At a decent profit. Business Mike. Business Mike is thinking about adding a line of guitars. Not a line of guitars, a model of guitar. If there's no interest in it, then I'll stop doing that. Like with the marking knives, right? Exactly, like the marking knives. Oh, you need to come for a visit, my friend, so I can punch you right in the mouth. Made to order. There's possibilities. It could be like you get to pick the wood and the hardware and the pickup. Like I have a model of guitar that I make, and you have an option of woods and hardwares and pickups. that can go into it, but it is a model of guitar. So you could pick like a walnut top, sapele backed, cherry necked guitar of whatever I call the guitar. The Rivendell. You could have a cherry topped, walnut backed, rosewood fretboarded, maple neck Rivendell guitar. And I'd just start like a wait list, and you'd be like number 3 on the list, and so therefore you are 6 months out or whatever. Actually, your guitars look nice. You should do that. Actually, here's a compliment. I'm still punching you. The Rivendell. Okay, Gandalf. That's a cool name for a guitar. When I thought that I was going to be a luthier, when I bought a table saw for the first time like 8 years ago and thought I was going to make guitars, I was going to make a guitar company called Rivendell Guitars. And then I got worried. Well, then I figured out I didn't know how to make guitars, which was a stumbling block. And then I figured out, are you allowed to name? I thought like are you allowed to name your guitar company after a fictional place that could be under copyright and whatever? I was waiting on the rest of the comment from Paul on how it sounds. Oh, right, because it doesn't matter how it sounds because it's a wall hanger. Rivendell Guitars, custom made in Campbell River, Canada. Well, yeah, Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada, but yeah. We don't say Plano, USA. I'm gonna have a cigarette. We did work on the bonus show. The bonus Tuesday show accomplished a step of the guitar. You put the neck back in it so we can see where we're at. The neck is no longer a super snug fit because it's been going in and coming out and going in and coming out. But it's still like pretty tight. There is the current state of the guitar. These are just hot glued on, remember? No, that's not actually out. But that is the current state of the live build guitar. One more step complete. And a couple more steps complete. If you weren't here earlier. Couple more steps complete on the other one. The neck is much further along. This was literally just a Purple Heart and maple block of wood earlier today. And now it's so this one's another step of it. Basically, I need to slot a fretboard and get the truss rod in and the fretboard on. And then this one's not that much far behind that one anymore. I made what I would say I would call significant progress on that one earlier today. I really like this build. Which one? The one that we're doing live? I am enjoying it too. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be attractive. And I hope that it sounds good so that I can go on to sell them. Because otherwise, it is going to be a waste of my time to be making templates throughout this process. No, it isn't. Templates are a good thing to make, even if you never use them again. But by the end of this build process, I am going to have a body template, a neck template, a body template with the electronics cavity, a body template with the neck cavity and the pickup cover cavity. So theoretically, I just slap them down on pieces of wood and just cut around them and route to the line and then stick them together with some glue. It's a little more complicated than that, but the idea is to be able to make it so that I could make these things relatively quickly, so that I could pay myself for my time in a way that is more than minimum wage, maybe. Do you say city, country? Do you say city, country? Where does Custom Grit come from? Custom Grit comes from, I don't remember the name of the city. It's just outside Melbourne. Actually, it's true. I don't say Melbourne, New South Wales, Australia. I don't actually even know if Melbourne is in New South Wales. Queensland? Whoops. I know Perth is in Western Australia, is the province that Perth is in. I know Eric Habakabaka is in Queensland, Australia. Yeah, I don't remember the name of his town either. But normally you say Plano, Texas, USA. You say Campbell River, BC, Canada. You say Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. But you're right, if you don't know the province, like you might say Melbourne, Australia. You're right. If that's what you're getting at. But you wouldn't say Chicago, USA. Yeah, I guess you might if you don't know that Chicago is in Arkansas. I kept a straight face for a little while. I was hoping I could just pull it off and then have you guys be like, "Are you kidding me?" But Chicago's not in Arkansas. I couldn't do it. It was. Chicago, Arkansas? See? Damn it. There's the delay. See? And then I tried to, yeah. That was the joke. I know that Chicago is actually in Kansas. But I wanted to be funny. Fuck. Chicago's in Boston. Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. Chicago is in Boston. And it's pronounced Boston. It's where Matt Damon's from. Is it? He was in the Good Will Hunting, where they were Bostonians, I think. It's right next to Texas, Mexico. There's a Vancouver, Washington. There's a Vancouver, Washington, USA. like an hour away from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. There's an Albany, New York, Georgia, and a few other states. Portland, Oregon, and Maine. It's true. There's Chicago, Arkansas. There is. Told you. I don't know. I did stuff on the show. I did a bonus show and did stuff. Wish an Aussie was here to ask if they use the state when they reference a local city. Well, you don't when you're talking about a local city, you don't. Like I wouldn't say Courtenay, British Columbia, Canada, talking to somebody here. Because I would just say it's down in Courtenay, because it's local. But I wouldn't say Halifax, Canada. But then again, you're getting at something interesting though, because if you're not in that country, would you say the province, the thing? Because I don't know what province Berlin, Germany is in. It's a good point. I would not be able to say Berlin, Alsace, Germany. Hold on. Is Alsace a province in Germany? I don't know. Thought Vancouver was right above Michigan. Nope. That's Tirana. Tirana's the big one, right above Michigan. Right across the bridge from Detroit is Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And then up the highway a little ways is Tirana. If you were talking to someone from Sweden, would you say Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, or just Halifax, Canada? It would depend on what the question is. That the Norwegian, like how the Norwayite. My brain just didn't. What did the person ask me? Like, where is this being shipped from, or what's name a giant port in Canada or something like that? I would say Halifax. Oh, I would probably say Halifax, Nova Scotia. It would depend on the question, though. Why is this person asking me about Halifax? I'm not the one to ask about Halifax. I would send them to talk to you. I've never. Oh, have I? I was just about to say I've never been to Halifax, but I might have. I would have just been little. We did, as a family, do a cross-country trip in a camper van when I was 7, which I may have included Halifax, where you might not have been alive. I still haven't had my cigarette I said I was going to have. I am not going to buy that again. For the same price, I can get the Woodford Reserve that I actually did enjoy. I'd tell them Halifax, Virginia. I'd tell them Versailles, Kentucky. They have a wonderful, wonderful palace in Versailles, Kentucky. I know if someone asked you anything about where you're from, you wouldn't be able to not talk about British Columbia as a BC resident. What? Somebody asked you anything about where you're from, you wouldn't be able to not talk about British Columbia as a BC resident. If someone international asked where I was from, it would be Halifax, Canada. I think if somebody international, and if I just wanted to just give an answer and then stop talking to them, I would probably say I'm from Vancouver Island, Canada. Because I wouldn't say Campbell River, Canada, because nobody's going to know where that is. If I was from Vancouver, I would probably say Vancouver, Canada. I wouldn't say Campbell River, Canada. I would say Vancouver Island, Canada, maybe. Again, it would depend on the context and why I'm having this conversation and whether I want to be having this conversation, honestly. Why am I having this conversation right now? Because I like hanging out with my friends on the internet. I'm on a cruise ship and the dude in the pool next to me makes conversation. And he says, "Where am I from? Where's the cruise? Where am I in the ocean right then? Where did the cruise leave from and is going to?" If it's a Caribbean cruise, probably Vancouver Island, Canada. If it's an Alaskan cruise, I would say we just passed it. He's having a rum and coke. I'm having a Moscow Mule. He's wearing orange trunk. This sounds like a live, like, are you actually on a cruise? It's overcast, but still warm. I appreciate the, is this still a hypothetical or is this actually what's happening? I want to know if I am currently being watched in a pool on a cruise ship. Because that would be rad. A, that would be rad. And B, hi, that guy. You said it depends on the specific situation. Well, like I said, if I'm on an Alaska cruise, I'm going to say, no, we just went by my town a little while ago. It was Campbell River. If I'm on a Caribbean cruise, I would say I'm from Vancouver Island, Canada. I wouldn't use Campbell River because nobody's going to know that place. So you gave me a specific situation. You didn't tell me where the cruise departed from. Am I going on a river cruise? To Prague? Why am I in the pool? In any case, oh man, Elk Falls is nice to hike, and you can go on the suspension bridge too. These are true statements. Tim Googled Campbell River. Yep, Elk Falls is very nice. I wish you could go to the old Lookout to look at Elk Falls from the other place that you used to be able to go to it from. Went out on a walk with my boy Mikey B to go look at big trees. That's where I wanted to go, and it's gated off now. You can't go down and look at the big trees down there anymore. We did go to some other places and find some decent sized trees, but not like the big, you can walk inside it kind of trees like I wanted to go see. Did I Google Campbell River, and it does look cool. I live in one of the most beautiful places on the planet, my friend. is it's amazing. Here, I want to have another drink, but I don't want it to be that, and I don't know if I have anything else. I gotta have a beer in the fridge. Hold on. Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple of beer. We'll hang out for a little bit. Did accomplish something. So that's good. That was why we're doing the show tonight, so that I could accomplish something. And we did. I might decide on the knob placement, not live, and drill those holes and through to the template and make the electronics cavity template without you guys. I think if like 75% of the guitar is made live on the show, it still counts as the live show guitar. Because I didn't slot the entire fretboard, I don't think. I think I slotted half of the frets on the fretboard and was like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. I'm going to do the rest on my own time. I didn't completely carve the profile of the neck on the live show. I started it. This is so cool. You can find a ton of videos of driving, walking in Campbell River. I'm going to have a video. I'm going to make a video of me and my boy Mikey B going out looking at trees. Like, literally just over there. And it'll be like, come on, everybody, let's go look at some trees just outside Campbell River, see what we can find. And then we're just going to go walking through the woods and we'll find some big trees. Yeah, it is one of the most beautiful places on the planet. It is much better than the other coast of Canada. Just saying. Oh, we don't have to do a 4-hour show though. In fact, I would rather we didn't. Yellowknife was really pretty. I've heard the Yellowknife is pretty. You know where it's not pretty, though? Speaking of Arctic, Nunavut is not pretty. The sky is pretty. The Northern Lights on Baffin Island, you'll never see prettier Northern Lights than you will on Baffin Island. But no, it's not an attractive place. There are less British Columbians here, though. Yeah, but there's less Nova Scotians here. So, Eric Habakabaka's here. We were talking about Australians, but no, we were talking about... So what's the question we had for Eric? When you say where you're from, do you add the province of Australia to it? I guess. Is it kind of like the summary of the question? Like, if I know you're not in Sydney, but would you say Sydney, New South Wales, Australia? Or would you just say I'm from Sydney, Australia? Australia has states. I think they have provinces. Eric, do you have states or provinces? Maybe they do have states. I think they have provinces. But I've been wrong at least twice before. Maybe 3 times. States. Oh, I've been wrong 4 times now. But do you add the state? I know Jax does. Jax says that he's from Perth, Western Australia. He actually says he's from Perth, WA, is what he says. And Western Australia is the state. It's not just the Western. It's not like he's from the Midwest in the U.S. It's not like I'm from the Western United States. Western Australia is the name of the state. So he says I'm from Perth, WA. But he's also a special type. He might not be a good representation, is what I'm saying. Where's Darwin? Is Darwin also in WA? If I'm talking to an Australian, I would just say the town. What if they didn't know where the town was? Because, like, Pinnell isn't actually from Halifax. He's from, like, River Falls or some nonsense. Some nonsense. That's mean. So if he just says I'm from, let's say it's River Falls. If he just says I'm from River Falls, I'm not going to know where that is. He would have to add the province. Northern Territory. Okay. We have a Northwest Territories, which is weird because it's one province, but it's called the Northwest Territories because it's numerous indigenous people's territories, so it does make sense. Pretty sure that's not why they called it that though, when they were colonizing. And Crocodile Dundee mentioned Walkabout Creek was in the Northern Territory. Can't say I remember much about Crocodile Dundee, except I thought it was funny, and he had a big knife. And now that's not a knife. That's what everybody remembers from Crocodile Dundee. I say I'm from Halifax on the internet in a public chat that is kept for posterity, viewable to everyone in the world. Oh, right. He's not from River Falls. He's from Halifax. It's like the time, remember the time I gave away your room number when you were in Niagara Falls? And I told everybody where you were? Like an idiot. Don't most Canadians live below a certain latitude? Absolutely. Just once you get above that latitude, like it's even worse. Especially when you get further off the coasts, then you want to be further south. But not even then. Yeah, I think, what is it? I mean, Pinnell might be at a computer. He might be able to look it up. I would say it's safe to say 90% of Canadians probably live within 200 kilometers of the border. Well, yeah, that's unfair because Toronto and Vancouver make up a huge percentage of that, and Montreal. I would say below the 50th, 52nd. We got the 52nd running right through Campbell River. So I would easily say 90% of Canada live below 52 degrees latitude. Lots of water in Canada. Yep. Well, there's lots of land in Canada too. For Yeah, there's lots of water here, but there's a lot of land here, so there's going to be a lot of water. I think percentage wise, it would be interesting to look at whether we have the highest percentage of our land mass as water. It might be. We have a lot of lakes and rivers and stuff. You guys live so close to the US because you secretly want to be Americans. No, we live so close to the US because it's as far south as we can get. It's as warm as we can get without being Americans. That's probably not wrong, actually, in the grand scheme of things. The further north you go, the colder it gets. So the further south you go, overall, the warmer it gets. So we have to stop at a certain point. Otherwise, we become Americans. So that's why we live so close to the United States. If you're from Melbourne, or here we go again. If you're from Melbourne and you're chatting to someone internationally, would you use the state or just Melbourne, Australia? Someone from Houston is going to say Houston, Texas, not Houston, USA. Those are probably both true statements. But I think part of that has to do with Americans assuming that you know the states. And they're probably not wrong. So, but if you're from Portland, that question is for Habakabaka. Okay. I think the difference is that Americans both think that everybody knows what state their city is in, and B, they're not completely wrong. But if you were to say I'm from Portland, you would say I'm from Portland, Maine, USA. You would have to. And there's probably a Houston, Kansas, because they're not very good at naming their places like as one-offs. Like there's probably like a Detroit, Florida, because they were like, we came here from Detroit. Let's just call it Detroit. No, it'd probably be like Fort Detroit or something. This is the Tuesday show. I guess the Tuesday show hasn't been established about whether or not it's supposed to be weird. So I guess we're establishing that the Tuesday show, how does it go? Tuesday actually making stuff show. That could be a regular thing. We could do a regular Tuesday actually making stuff show. And then I make like a new intro for it. No, the live show doesn't have an intro. But on Tuesday, live show could be the making stuff show, and then the Saturday show is the hanging out and making fun of us, making fun of each other show. And then the making stuff show turns into the Saturday show after we make stuff. I don't know. There's clearly no plan for pretty much anything that happens in this garage. Anyway, I think we should probably wrap it up at 2 hours. Because this is the Tuesday actually making stuff show. And we actually cut out a pickup cavity in the guitar. It's Tuesday, so like some of us have to work tomorrow. No, none of us have to actually work tomorrow, do we? Pinnell probably does, but he just like sits doing spreadsheets, doing computer stuff. Do you even actually like go to the university anymore, my friend? Or are you like full-time work from home? I don't think we've ever talked about that. Do you actually go in to campus? Another step done. You're a work from home. Okay, cool. So yeah, you could stay out. You could stay out with us. You don't have to go to bed, right? We could. Hell, I'll go get the guitar. I'm not getting the guitar. That was a joke. The Tuesday show is not for guitar playing. I only have to go into the office 2 days a week. Sweet. I only go to the office 3 days a week. But the other days I don't also work for that company. So I work for this company. Those other 4 days a week. Tuesday is my new favorite show. We're going to be making stuff on Tuesday. I don't know if it's going to happen every week, but it makes sense because the Saturday show ends up never making anything. It makes sense to add another show where we actually do some work. And because otherwise I'm just never going to get anything done. Only 3 days a week and you still don't have the shop stool done? It's true. It's true. I only work 3 days a week at my real job. And I still don't have the shop stool done. Because other things keep getting in the way. Like, I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed Tears of the Kingdom. It's a video game. I'm not a big video game player. But once I got into that, I had a hard time pulling myself away from it on my days off. Maps and Zelda. You're not wrong. You're not entirely right, but you're not wrong. I make YouTube videos sometimes. I don't have to justify my existence to you. I don't have to explain myself and how I spend all my time. Pickup cavity. I'm going to figure out the knob placement. I'm going to do electronics cavity. I'm going to bring the other guitar close to where this. It's possible. How about this? Not gonna commit to this, but it's possible that by the end of the first quarter, of 2024, I could be done 2 of the 3 guitars that I said I was going to make this year. It's not probable, but it is possible. But how many coffee shops are in Campbell River? Not referring to the millennial all liquid sugar coffee places. I don't know what a millennial all liquid sugar coffee place is. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about Starbuckses and stuff? Because I think the millennials probably don't go to Starbucks. They're probably more artisan, handcrafted, like Island Grind and Serious Coffee and places like that. But I think I know what you mean. So we're not talking non-Starbucks, non-Tim Hortons, non-chain joints. They go for sweeter, less coffee. Well, I think we're stereotyping, and I think that's not a good thing to do. But I understand your point. In terms of like little mom and pop shop coffee shops that aren't chains, there's Nesbitt's, there's Serious Coffee, there's Java Shack, there's Island Grind, and they have 2 locations, so they're not a chain, but they have 1 at each end of town. There is Fog Duckers has a little shop, a little hut down on the ocean. Is a cool little coffee shop, and they do like handmade coffee and ice cream and stuff like that. 2, 6, 7, maybe. There's probably one downtown that I'm forgetting. I would say 8-ish. Other than the chains. Guy that works 3 days a week knows all the coffee spots. Who would have guessed? I've never bought coffee from most of those places. I got totally honest. I think out of that whole list, the only places I've ever bought Fog Duckers is a great place to get coffee right down on the water, because I get my coffee. They serve a drink called the F-Bomb, which is handmade vanilla bean ice cream with espresso shots poured over it until it fills up the cup, and then drizzled with caramel sauce. So talking about like the sugary non-coffee, well, there's a lot of coffee in it, but it's a super sugary, creamy drink. It's delicious, and it has a lot of caffeine in it. Okay, hold on. It's full of syrup, not much real coffee. Sounds like a good place to get coffee. It's a good place to get coffee. That like there's coffee shops that they do all of their coffee. I think they'll brew like a pot of drip coffee, obviously, but all of their coffee drinks are like on the espresso machine with the damper and the. That's what it sounds like. Like exactly like that. That was actually quite good. Every now and then there's a psst. And it's right on the water, and they get a little fire pit down on the beach with little like Adirondack style chairs around it. Yeah, it's a good little coffee shop. Affogato or whatever, however it's spelled. I don't know what you're referencing. So probably you're making fun of coffee people. Our favorite place here is Mom and Pop Cafe Del Rio. They roast and grind their own beans. Don't know. Island Grind might roast and grind their own beans. I don't know that for sure. I don't know that for sure, but they might. Make sure to take me and wifey there. That way she feels great. Yeah, would be absolutely. When you come here, you bring me a Founder's Dirty Bastard, and I will take you to Fudd Duckers for an F-bomb. And we'll grill some steaks in the backyard, and I'll just make you just a little one because you can't eat very much food. And Mikey B will come over. We'll get Tyler Peterson up from the Comox Valley. Sean McGill will fly out from Ottawa. Gonna do my best to get it across the border. There has to be a way. And we will have whatever we make will involve China Lily soy sauce so that you can experience it. Apparently Americans don't know what China Lily soy sauce is. We'll have a little bit of rice with some China Lily on it. Tim's gonna fly in from New York, and he's gonna bring us some hand tools, and I'm gonna send him back with a couple of planes to refurbish for me. Who was Tim? Were you the one that was saying that you were going to look through your stuff and see if you had a thumb screw? I don't remember who said they were going to be looking for a thumb screw in their stuff. I thought it might have been Tim. We're flying into Victoria when we come, so maybe I can put it in my luggage. Maybe at the duty-free shop in the airport, you can get some Dirty Bastards. Probably not. I think it's mostly hard liquor, I think, at the duty-free shops, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't flown internationally in 25 years. 26 years. 28 years. A long time. A long, long time ago. Well, I can still remember. I did say that, and holy crap, I forgot to look. I forgot that you said it. Well, I remembered now that you said it. We're obviously not in a hurry. I have a brand new Veritas one that isn't out of the box yet. So obviously it's not that important. I just remembered it for some reason, just right now when we were talking about you coming out for some reason. Some of the coffee shops get their beans from Sayward. Sayward ain't growing no coffee beans, John. Are they? There's no coffee growing in Sayward. Maybe they import. There might be somebody in Sayward that imports raw beans and then they get roasted here or something. Maybe I'll have one more of these Knob Creek things. If I put enough Coke in it, it might be okay. Canada Border Guard says that you can bring 24 cans of beer into Canada. Okay. So 4 for you and 20 for me. Are you gonna rent a car in Victoria? What's going on? I thought you were riding your bike up. I didn't know you were gonna fly into Victoria. I thought you guys were coming up on the bike. Wife doesn't want to go on the bike, does she? It's too long on the back of a motorcycle. John, why does Sayward have a bunch of coffee beans? What are you even talking about? Coming out to meet with realtors. Ugh. Ugh. Sorry, that sounds like the worst. Take 3 days to ride up there. Yeah, but 3 days of pretty though. You go over to the coast and then up through Oregon, Washington. Apparently, I've been told, I've heard tell that possibly the best motorcycle drive anywhere on the planet is like California to Vancouver on the coast. Can't wait for the live show with Mike and Paul. We'll make a Telecaster. Can you bring... I have Telecaster templates. I bet Paul and I could, if he starts on the neck and I start on the body or vice versa, we could probably make a Telecaster on a live show from start to finish. How awesome would that be? The Mike's wooden things in Waldrop. Telecaster. Are the Waldrop stuffing things Telecaster? I don't know. We figure it out. Do a collab on a Telecaster while you're here on a live show. And then we sell it to one of these idiots. I mean, that could be cool. I almost, it would not surprise me if Paul and I could crush out a guitar in like 3 hours live on YouTube with 2 of us here in the shop with templates. We get Peterson to come up with his fret press. To put, he can pop frets in. Well, Paul and I are, well, that'd be one too many people probably. While the finish is going on the body, Tyler can be pumping frets down into fret slots. There's something here. I can do 10 bodies in 4 hours. Yeah, if we're making the neck and body from like actual boards, and we don't want it to be shit, we do, and it's going to involve some milling stages and glue drying. We could absolutely design something so that we could crush out a guitar on a live show between the 2 of us. We'd need Mikey B to be cameramanning because there would be like you'd be over here working on this and I'd be over here working on this. Man, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. Or do a challenge build where we're both here in the shop making our own guitars. Wouldn't be able to do it live though, probably. By then I might have a new phone that I could actually use while it's plugged in instead of needing to sit on a cordless charger. Maybe we could do it over 2 days. How long are you going to be up? We could do a 2-day build. Hand built guitars from scratch here in the shop as a competition. I would definitely beat you on that. Well, no, I would need you would need to be handicapped in some way. Like when you're playing a professional golfer, you get strokes. Like there would have to be something. You've made 700 guitars and I would have made 3 by then. So like there needs to be like you only get to use a chisel. And I get my whole shop worth of tools or something. Not maybe quite that extreme, but something like that. You only get a chisel. Maybe you get a chisel and a coping saw. And a random orbit sander. But you get to pick what size chisel you want. Nah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It'd be great. It'll just be cool to like have you here for a bit. If we get a chance to make something while you're here, that's even better. But we'll see. I do not want to be involved in. Well, obviously I wouldn't be, but I cannot imagine going on a trip someplace to talk to realtors. Mike gets to decide how sharp the chisel is. I get to throw it at the concrete a few times before you get it. It's true. And I get to pick the wood that you make it of. Oh, that would be. See? Now it's like we go into the lumber racks and we pick wood for each other's build. We both get to use all of the tools. I don't think there's enough time. I don't think you're going to be here for long enough. We would need a couple of days because they don't want to be fighting over the bandsaw. Or like you're taking up too much of the table saw time and now I'm just sanding for an hour or like no, I think we could make it work. But I think it would be cool like okay, so you're going to make a guitar out of this live edge piece of sequoia. And you go like, okay, well, you're going to make the guitar out of this 4/4 piece of canary wood. And I'm like, but it's only 4/4. And you're like, meh. I would watch that reality show. A bunch of guitar builders, or better yet, a bunch of woodworkers who have maybe made a couple guitars get together in like a big, like Spagnolo size shop. And they get to pick the wood that each other have to use. to make a guitar or a something. Like a one of those cooking shows where they're like, okay, the secret ingredient this week is eggplant, and you have to like make stuff out of eggplant. Except it's like, okay, so this week you have to make a guitar, and we're gonna eliminate one of you. I would watch one of those shows. And then the week after, it's like, okay, a watercraft, and you're like, wait, what? I would watch that. Didn't Nick Offerman try to do, or did NBC or somebody try to do like one of those reality shows with maker people where they eliminated? Did that ever get off the ground? Because that would be cool. Like you get a bunch of like people who like woodworkers, and then they come in and they got like 10 of them or something, and then each week one of them gets eliminated because they couldn't figure out how to make a boat because they've never made a boat before. I would watch that. I don't even have TV, and I would. The Great Canadian Luthier Build-Off with guest judge Alex Lifeson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this sounds great. We just can't do it in my shop. I'm in my one-car garage. Mike, I got an idea. Let me check with the liquor stores here and see if I can have you some dirty bastards shipped by them. Yeah, there we go. And they could ship it to the BCLC, the BC Liquor Control, whatever it's called. And they can verify that, yeah, maybe. If it's not, I don't want to, let's not have $100 case of beer by the time everything's said and done. But yeah, like if there's a warehouse in Washington State that could just send a legal 24-pack of beer to the BC legal beer retailer. I kind of want to open the Paul Waldrop box, but I also kind of want to leave it for Saturday. So I'm going to just try not to remember that I own that. Let's open Shannon's Lumber Industry Update sticker. The sticker this month from Shannon's Lumber Industry Update is Iroko. The Iroko sticker to go with my yellow birch. Honey teak-like color to creamy brown and even dark brown interlock grain can produce ribbon striped look. All the technical properties. We got a picture of the end grain for you to help identify it. These are cool stickers, Shanna. I still think you could like tighten up the quality on your logo on the top corner there, but these are cool. I'm happy to support Shannon in what he does and get one of these every month. Featured wood species sticker. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, though. They're not really bandsaw kind of stickers. Not sure. How much is the Patreon level to get his stickers? It's the walnut level support, which I believe is $10 American, but I paid for a year at a discount. think I know where you're going. You're going to be like, why don't you give out stickers? I think it's $10 a month American for Shannon to ship you a sticker. Now, where's the follow-up question about why I don't do that? And the answer is because Shannon makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And he can afford to... Just kidding. He does have a really good job with like America's biggest importer of like international trade lumber. And his wife has a good job. And he makes money from Wood Talk and his woodworking school that he does online. So that's why you don't get stickers from me at a certain level. And because I haven't made any stickers yet. Just in time to thumbs up. Sean McGill, welcome to the show on the Random Tuesday. How does the song go? Tuesday Actually Making Stuff show. We did put the pickup cavity in the live show guitar tonight. These are just hot glued on so that I could get reference for knobs that I still haven't decided on their location, but I will shortly. I shipped Paul a sticker. Yeah, I have stickers from my old drum making company. That one. Do you want that sticker? I'll send you one of those, Adele, if you want. I was gonna make cajones, and that was gonna be the logo on the front of the cajon. In fact, it is. I have 2 or 3 of them still in the back room, unfinished. If anybody wants a Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff cajon, that's a relatively quick turnaround. I have a couple of partially finished ones that are basically almost ready to go. Hey, good guitar pick. Shipping is going to be not great on them, though. There's a hole. There is absolutely a hole. There's going to be a pickup. There's going to be a... We still haven't decided which of the options is going in that hole. But there is a hole for one. And, oh, also... the other guitar has a neck, almost. Earlier today, it went from big block of wood into actual neck-shaped thing with truss rod cavity and full-on initial shaping. So when Pinnell asks me next time, he's like, oh, let's do a resolution check. I can be like, yeah. Like 5/8 of the way done my 3 guitars of the year resolution. I'm 7/16 of the way done my 3 guitars of the year resolution. I've only got 1 Patreon subscription, so I didn't realize people got monthly stuff from Patreon levels. Some people do that. Like if you give Shannon $10 American per month, he will send you out a sticker he paid $1 for, and he's he's better at this than I am. Okay. You get friendship. And $10 American is $13 Canadian. I think, if I remember correctly, I think I was billed $89 American for the year for 12 months. There was a discount for signing up for the whole year. I don't remember what it was. But I was like, I could pay $10 American per month. And I'm not a math guy, but that seems like $13 a month times 12 months. That's more than $150 versus $80 or $89 American. Seemed like less than that. And I still qualified for the tier where I got stickers. And I like to support his show. He's a really, really intelligent dude who puts out quality content. And I'm kind of hoping that we could be friends one day, honestly. Except I don't know that we would, honestly. Like, in some ways, we're compatible as friends, but in other ways, not so much. Because he's also like a triathlete. And he does Peloton and like that kind of thing. He's all healthy and shit. So like we're only friend compatible in some ways. I'm trying to get stickers made, but I don't remember the font I used for my logo. Fonts are hard. The online font identifier sites don't seem to be able to figure it out. Just make a new logo with a font that you have access to no matter where you go. No matter what design program you use, there are hundreds of fonts that are available from everybody. Just use one of those and redesign your logo. And if it's close enough, nobody's going to notice. Or just rebrand, make a new logo. My Rikon bandsaw needs a Waldrop Guitars sticker. Even if it's only almost the right font. I need a Todd Mallon woodworking, a T Mallon woodworking sticker from a bandsaw as well. No, that wouldn't make sense. It would have to be on my... What can I put a T Mallon woodworking sticker on? I'm not going to put it on a plane. Todd, what can I put? Make a sticker and I can put it on a hand tool. What would that hand tool be? Finish work. Gotta catch a train. All right. Later, Eric. Thanks for coming in. Rebrand to Rivendell Guitars. God, it's like he is really, really bad friend. Like he really is. He like goes out of his way to come up with ideas that are anti me. That's really that's not even bad friending. That's enemying. And yet, like, I pay him tens of cents. I mean, it's building up. I haven't paid him yet. It's accumulating, but like, By the way, Pinnell, you got paid again last week because I got demonetized again last week. So there's another one. Hope you're ready for the. Hopefully, I don't bump you into a new tax bracket. Like when I eventually end up paying you your percentage, I hope that it doesn't like bump you into a new tax bracket and then all of a sudden the CRA comes after you for all this additional income, whatever. I gotta send you a T4. Like, okay, we're at 2. We're over 2.5. This was supposed to be bonus fun show, actually making something. Let's wrap it up. Okay, it's Tuesday. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. I'm happy for you to have joined me. We did make a pickup cavity in the guitar. I do have two templates ready to go. This one's going to have the neck pocket cavity in it. One of them is going to have the electronics cavity minus it's going to have the electronics cavity, and the other one is going to have the back plate. So I'll make the electronics cavity, and then I'll trace that onto this one, and then make the back plate template. So I'll have one with the neck and the etc. etc. Templates are coming along. Guitars are coming along. We'll see you on Saturday for bevies and hangout, probably. Maybe some lathe something. Maybe I can convince myself to make a damn pen or something on Saturdays. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks for the Tuesday Actually Making Stuff show. It does need a song. Gotta wake up in 6 hours to get the kids to school. Yeah, but then you just have to sit in your office and play your bass guitar while you look at spreadsheets. Ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum ba-doodle-doodle-doo ba-doo.